dun. Hello. 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 Hi everyone. 皆さんこんばんは。ねえ。Firstly, I have the air on because it's super hot. エアコン、でね、めっちゃ暑い最近。だから。So, first, let me fix the video thing. ね。On YouTube, I gotta change the picture. How do I do it? Favorites. Yes. Okay. Select. Okay. And save. Okay. And now I'm gonna copy the link. I'm gonna copy the link so I can put it on Twitter. Yes. Okay. So it's just I guess it's been like a week since I played video games, and I wanted to play something that I didn't really have to do anything. And since this is a reading game, I'm gonna do this one. Yeah. So, quick recap. Shibuya Scramble is a visual novel. Technically, it's a sound novel. So everything you do affects someone else's decision. You have to go back and forth and change it so that you don't have a bad end. As of right now, my favorite character is Achi because he just wants to clean up and stuff. He's so cute. I like Tama because he's a big cat mascot. but I don't know anything about the character yet. So right now my favorite is Achi. Okay. And the main character is the girl. Her name is Hitomi Osawa, and her twin sister was kidnapped, and that's the basis of the story. Basically, it's just a bunch of people gets caught in, I don't know what's the word. But it's really hot right now, so I have the air on, so I'm gonna run out and check how loud the air is in the stream. Ne? Oh. Chotomate. I'll be right back. Hot. Sweating. Christ. So hot. It's loud. What if I put the fan on really low and I turn the air off? Now. Okay. Now I have the air on low. I have the air on low. We'll run out. Wait. Just okay, let me see. Yeah. Shibuya Scramble. 428 Shibuya. Nah. Okay. Now I have turned the air off and put the fan on low. Let's see how loud that is. Be right back again. Chotomate. Everything's okay, I think. Once the game plays, it'll be okay. Okay. Tadaima. I'm back. Nay. So, let's start. Since I'm only gonna play for a little bit. Load game. Oh, that's hot. Okay. Wait. Oof. Oh, it's loud. Okay. Time chart. I forgot what I'm supposed to be doing. It's loud. What is that? Is there a way to lower the volume? So loud. Oof. Okay. Oh, huh? What? Okay, I don't remember. Cars drifted on by, one after the other. Okay. They did this already. But they saw no sign of a blue van. After a while, even I should begin to grow impatient. It was starting to feel like a waste of time. And then... She told me, look, there it was. Keep out. Okay. What am I supposed to do? Where are you, guide? You're supposed to tell me what to do. That is so loud in my ear. Let's try Kano. No. Let's see. As he wandered through the back alleys, Kano gritted his teeth. Going after the guy on the bike had been a bad judgment call. By the time he got back up onto the pedestrian overpass, the man who'd thrown the attaché case was almost out of sight. Kano prided himself on being fleet on foot, but he knew even he would never catch the guy before he disappeared. He followed the culprit as far as the alleys, but there he'd lost him completely. All he could do now was hope one of his colleagues caught the man on the motorcycle. Kuza's voice crackled through the earpiece. Mobile Command Center, calling all units. The suspect on a motorcycle has handed off the case to an accomplice in Miyashita Park, another foreigner. For real? No matter. One thing immediately struck him as strange. Why hand the case off to someone else at all? Why not just escape on the bike? The man with the motorcycle thumped the bike and fled on foot. We've retrieved the bike and run the plate, and we've determined it was a stolen vehicle. The advanced police communications system is carefully maintained. By using the digital wireless systems in their patrol cars, officers are able to directly access the station's computer network, allowing them to quickly check to see if an individual is on the wanted list or if a vehicle is stolen. Okay. We still don't have enough details to positively ID the suspect. The suspect, now carrying the attaché, is heading through Dogenzaka, also on foot. We've got him under observation. Dogenzaka, huh? That wasn't too far from where Kano was now. It looks like we're dealing with a foreign crime syndicate that's familiar with Shibuya. All units head to Dogenzaka. But do not, I repeat, do not attempt to apprehend the suspect with the case. Let's see where he goes. Kano nodded to himself. Without knowing more about the crook's MO, letting this guy go for now was probably the only right call. I just want you all to know one last thing. Kuze's tone grew more solemn. Whatever happens, I know I can count on each and every one of you. Don't disappoint me. Over and out. Kano had the unsettling feeling that the message had been meant for him. Right. It's now or never. The sudden appearance of this syndicate, its bizarre actions, were rapidly moving things beyond the jurisdiction of both the MPD and the local police. Mustering his resolve, Kano headed for Dogenzaka. Yeah. びっくりした。びっくりした。Kano pulled his cell phone out of his pocket. It was Rumi calling. She knew full well he wasn't supposed to take private calls while he was working the case. It's actually his girlfriend? It wasn't the idol? No way. Maybe it was an emergency. He decided to pick up. Numi. I'm sorry. Are you in the middle of something right now? Kind of. It's just an emergency. Well, yeah. So I'm in Shibuya right now, and Shibuya? Why did she have to be in Shibuya now, of all times? So, my father came down from Nagano all of a sudden. What? Rumi's father, Shizuo, had been staunchly opposed to the two of them getting married. Kano had visited his home many times, but the man never even deigned to meet him. Yeah, he told me to tell you he wants to meet with you. What? Now? Kano blurted the words out with more alarm than he'd intended. I told him you were busy working, but he said he'd wait. This can't be happening. Kano whimpered to himself. This music. 結構面白い。Yeah. はい。I'm sorry. I know he can be demanding. That's not the issue. Her dad offering to wait made it harder for him to refuse. Alright, Kano said. But I'll have to call you back later, okay? I really am sorry. I'll be at the cafe called Lautrec. I don't know. Lautrec. It's by the train station. Rumi hung up. For a long moment, Kano stood in a daze, staring at his phone. As if keeping up with the case wasn't stressful enough. He actually has a girlfriend? Thought he was lying. Actually, it's his fiancée because they're getting married. Okay, anyway. At last, he stumbled into motion. But even as he scoured Dogenzaka for any sign of the criminal, his mind remained fixed on the meeting with Rumi's dad. There was no way of knowing when he'd be done with his casework today. But could he really pass up on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get her father's approval for her hand in marriage? Once in a lifetime. Odds are that this will not be the only once-in-a-lifetime experience Detective Kano winds up having today. Maybe he could slip away for just a bit. There were plenty of detectives still tailing the suspect. Taking 15 minutes or so to meet with Shizuo wouldn't be such a big deal, would it? Oh, Lord. Lord. Oh, man. This is my big chance. I should go meet with Rumi and Shizuo while I can. No, right now I've got a job to focus on. No, right now I've got a job to focus on. No, right now I've got a job to focus on. Kano shook his head and cleared out the foolish impulses. What the hell had he been thinking? A girl's life was on the line. Exactly. Marrying Rumi was more important to him than anything, but now wasn't the time. Besides, now that he thought about it, running out on a critical investigation to meet with the old man probably wasn't going to score him any points. Rumi's dad didn't strike him as someone who'd approve of shirking one's responsibilities. No. Rumi's dad didn't strike him as someone who'd approve of shirking on one's responsibilities. Kano would just have to wrap up this kidnapping case a little ahead of schedule. Then he could have a proper sit-down with Shizuo. As he considered his plan, he caught sight of the man with the attaché walking by. Further up along Dogenzaka, in the direction the Pert was heading, was where Yamate Dori joined Route 246. Maybe the guy was planning to meet up with a getaway car. No, wait, hold on. If that were the plan, why would the gang have ditched the motorcycle earlier? Kano started tailing the man, racking his brain all the while. The suspect turned down a narrow side road. He wasn't heading towards Yamate Dori or Route 246 at all, but back towards Shibuya Station. What in the world was going on? It was starting to feel like the crooks were just messing with the investigation team. Kano radioed Kuze on the wireless. The police wireless system is digital. In order to make transmissions more difficult to intercept, there are several different channels available, including the basic local channel, a common channel for contacting others nearby patrol cars, channels assigned to specific precincts, action update channels for riot squad, and so on. There is also a separate channel specifically for kidnapping cases, not on the standard wavelengths. Sir, I don't think there's any point in seeing where this guy leads us anymore. That's not your call to make. Keep watching him. Sir, this is a waste of time. That girl might be in danger if... Kano's argument was cut short as he saw the man hand off the attaché to yet another foreigner. Again? How many times were these criminals going to pull this trick? The detectives broke into two groups to follow both of the men. Kano followed the man with the attaché case, who eventually led him back to the area around Shibuya Station. Umi and Shizuo should be waiting at a nearby cafe right now. Kano tried to remember the name. That's right, it was called Lautrec. The name of the cafe where college student Yoko Kakinuma, I don't know. Yoko Kakinuma works as a waitress. Named after 19th century French painter Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec, he created numerous works including many posters, book illustrations, and book covers, which are highly regarded in the art world. He kept his eye out for a place by that name as he tailed the target. What is the screen moving, making me dizzy? Before long, he did spot the cafe. Its large plate glass window offered a view of the cozy interior. The sign out front read Lautrec. Let me see. That says Rotorek. Okay, Rotorek. I think it's Lautrec though. Whatever. Rotorek. Looked like this was the place. The man with the case was at the intersection waiting for the light to change. Kano took the opportunity to peer inside. He spotted Rooney right away. She was facing away from him, so the man seated across from her must be her father. Kano realized he'd never even seen a picture of him. Shizuo grew up organic produce. Shizuo grew organic produce up in Nagano nowadays, but until 2 years ago, he'd been a detective with the investigation division. MPD Investigative Division, responsible for handling what is wrong with my mouth? MPD Investigative Division, responsible for handling crimes such as murder, kidnapping, and arson that take place within the Tokyo metropolis. Truly exceptional officers are assigned to this division. They are regularly dispatched to various regional task forces to aid in investigations, where their talents and experience often prove critical. The position of section chief is traditionally given only to the dedicated personnel well versed with crime scenes and organizational administration. Numi looked up to her father for his distinguished police career and always spoke quite highly of him. Kano had figured that if he became a policeman, Numi might appreciate that. It was this simple impulse that had led him to join the force. He had also figured that the public servants could stay afloat even in times of recession, and that his physical training would serve him well in such a line of work. Once he was a policeman, he thought, he could approach Shizuo with his head held high and ask him for his blessing in marrying his daughter. I can't stand this guy. I don't like him. I don't like Kano. Ski kunai. But after Rumi graduated from university, Chizuo had up and retired from police work. Even Rumi didn't know why he made the decision. Kano had traveled to Nagano many times to ask Chizuo for permission to marry her, but the only response he ever got was, "I'm not giving away my daughter to any cop." Kano had never even gotten past the intercom before her father turned him away. Years on the force had nearly made Kano lose sight of what had driven him to become a policeman in the first place. And now, the chance to meet Shizuo face to face had finally come. He peered intently into the cafe. Across from Rumi sat an older man with a grim expression. Just who was this hard-faced fellow? It took a lot to rattle Kano, but the guy looked scary. Could this really be his sweet little Rumi's father? The prospect of meeting with him later filled Kano with sudden dread. The man went into the JR Shibuya station and stood before the ticket machine. It looked like he was planning on boarding a train. A scene from a popular movie about a kidnapping sprang into Kano's mind, where the crook had made off with the ransom money after it was tossed out of the window of a train. What if this guy managed to get outside the dragnet and pulled a stunt like that? It looks like the suspect is going to board a train, Kano informed Kuze over the wireless. Make sure you stay on his tail. Apparently, Kuze still wanted to string the perp along for a bit. We've got the lizards ready to pursue. Lizards. Japanese police lingo for motorcycle squads deployed to pursue suspects in urban settings. Naruhodo. We'll reestablish our dragnet around whatever station he gets off at. The man purchased the ticket from the machine and passed through the gate. There was no way to tell what station he bought a ticket for, but it looked like he was heading clockwise along the Yamanote line loop. Kano used his prepaid card and made his way through the ticket gate as well. Officers do not actually get free rides on public transportation simply by flashing their badges, as is frequently depicted in TV shows and films. Doing so might risk alerting the suspect. For this reason, prepaid cards are provided ahead of time. I was on the Yamanote line. That's going to Shinjuku, Ikebukuro, and Ueno. Okay. An announcement chime signaled the imminent arrival of a train up on the platform. God, I miss Japan so much. The man made his way up the stairs, looking calm and composed. He showed no sign of checking for pursuers. Kano hurried after him. The man stopped at the very edge of the platform to await the train. No ideal. There was no way for Kano to get close without sticking out like a sore thumb. The train glided up to the platform. The man gave a quick look around as he stepped aboard. Kano followed. Trains on the Yamanote line didn't stop for long, and soon they were on their way. Glancing around, Kano noticed other MPD investigators who had slipped aboard the train as well. The suspect stood behind the driver's compartment, staring contemplatively at the scenery outside. The man's composure only served to rattle Kano more. A man in a gaudy necktie walked past Kano, talking on his cell phone. Yes, everything's going fine on this end, he said. There's no need to worry. In his other hand, he carried the same sort of attaché case as the man they were tailing. Ooh. He headed right towards the driver's compartment and stood next to the suspect. Well, now, that's not suspicious. Kano leaned his head subtly, straining to make out what he could of the phone conversation at the other end of the car. Yes, of course. 225 pages, all fully proofread. 225? Article 225 of the Penal Code of Japan details kidnapping for profit and kidnapping for ransom. Accordingly, 225 is police shorthand for kidnapping. That was police jargon for kidnapping. Was this guy in cahoots with the kidnapper? Maybe the criminals had planned an attaché case swap. Yeah. Kano watched the newcomer like a hawk. But rather than making contact with the suspect, the man turned around and strolled back the way he'd come. He hadn't done anything suspicious at all. Yes, right. Understood. Kano stole a glimpse of the man's face as he passed. He stopped and looked at Kano, seemingly aware that he was being watched. Ooh. Kano decided to, no! Yabai. Stare him down. Stare him down. Look away nonchalantly. Look away. Kano decided to look away nonchalantly, but his anxiety got the better of him. Yeah. And after a moment, he turned his gaze right back. Soon, the two men were locked in a staring contest. My apologies, the man said. He shut his phone with a click. I know it's rather rude to talk on one's cell phone while you're on a train. That's just common decency. The man affected a smile, then headed back to the car from which he'd come. Sheesh. Guess I overreacted. You gotta stop staring at everyone. An oddly dressed passenger murmured into Kano's ear. Oh my lord. Blend into your surroundings more. His face, he's so stupid. Sasayama, when did you get here? His partner has somehow found time to change his disguise. That's stupid, sure. He's so stupid. The steely expression on his face was at odds with his anime nerd getup. Kano had seen Sasayama disguise himself as plenty of things throughout the years. Santa Claus, Yakuza member, a Japanese folk singer, and a Buddhist priest, to name a few. But this was a new extreme, even for him. When he first joined the force, Kano had found Sasayama's costuming antics amusing, wondering where he managed to find his outfits, but lately his quirk had become tedious. Concentrate, keep your eyes peeled. Sasayama gave Kano a pat on the backside and slipped away into the next car. The suspect, meanwhile, was still staring out the window. The announcer's electronic voice filled the train compartment. Next stop, Harajuku. Next stop, Harajuku. Huh? Kano almost cried out. The suspect was moving towards the exit door. Apparently, he was the only taking the train one station down the line. Yeah. Harajuku. The train pulled into Harajuku station and the man got off. Harajuku. The area east of the Japan Rail Harajuku station corresponding to I can't say this stuff. Jingumai, Wanchome, and Shibuya. Once a bustling shukuba or post station where travelers could rest while journeying across the country. In modern times, it bustles instead with high schoolers after school displaying a flashy youth fashion. Clothing and accessory stores and fast food restaurants line the streets. Many cutting-edge trends in Japanese youth cultures get their start here. Yeah, if you wanna go to Japan or At least in Tokyo, where you see people dressed in the extremely ridiculous outfits. It would be in Harajuku. Okay. The detectives follow him, disembarked accordingly. The suspect walked along the platform and took a seat on an empty bench. Was he really checking to see if he had a tail? Sticking around on the platform at a station where you just got off was pretty unusual behavior. Not wanting to arouse the man's suspicion, the investigators from the MPD made their way down the stairs as inconspicuously as they could. Kano, however, had a sudden inspiration and went to speak to one of the station attendants. Sorry to bother you, but I think I left something on the train just now. He tried to keep an eye on the man on the bench as he fed his story to the attendant. The suspect sat silently on the bench, attaché clutched securely in his arms. He didn't really look like he was checking for a tail. Was he waiting here for someone else then? Ush! Before long, a train heading counterclockwise around the loop arrived. The man rose from the bench and stepped up to the boarding area. Wait, what the heck? If this guy got on the counterclockwise train, wouldn't that just take him right back to Shibuya Station? The man boarded the train. Kano had no choice but to follow suit. Was this guy playing them? The suspect got off once again. The suspect got off again once the train reached Shibuya. All he'd done was go to Harajuku and come right back. Kano reported in to Kuze. The suspect had returned to Shibuya Station. Acknowledged. Keep telling him. Kano felt himself growing increasingly paranoid. This criminal organization didn't seem too keen on getting away. And here was HQ giving these guys free rein. Something was off. He was sure of it. As he tapped the mark, Kano took out his phone. Yabai. What were Tateno's instincts about the case right now? If the senior detective had any advice, Kano would love to hear it. He dialed Tateno's number. The line rang a few times, but nobody picked up. Probably he was too busy seeing to Hitomi's safety. Kano felt bewildered. They had been letting the suspect lead them around for over an hour now. During an abduction case, you generally didn't update the victim's family on any developments in case they tried to interfere. Kano can only imagine what the Osawa family was going through right now. After a short walk from Shibuya Station, the attaché case was handed off yet again. This time, the recipient was a tall, dark-skinned man. Again, the Shibuya-based task force split into two groups in order to tail both suspects. Kano stuck with the man who had the case. As the previous man had done, the newest suspect wandered around Dogenzaka for a while. Repeatedly looping around and around the same locations was a weirdly roundabout way to make a series of handoffs. Excuse me, detective. Huh? It's been found out! Gah! Kano turned around with a start. Oh, hey, he said. I know you. It was Leland Palmer, the lecturer who'd been an eyewitness to the kidnapping. The man practically radiated concern. How is Maria doing? Is she alright? I am very worried for her. His Japanese was more halting now. My heart is with her family. Kano gave a quick look around. It didn't appear that they were being watched. Maybe Palmer knew more than he told the police earlier. If Kano talked to him now, he might get some additional clues. If the syndicate spots us, my cover's blown. We're hoes. I can't stick around like this. Wait. Maybe Palmer knew more than he told the police earlier. If Cano talked to him now, he might get some additional clues. Actually, Leland, do you mind if I ask you a few more questions about the party where the kidnapping occurred? Leland squared his shoulders. No, please, ask anything. Do you know what time Maria showed up at the event? Leland hesitated, thinking. Probably around 6 o'clock. She was there when it started. Was there anyone else there who stood out? Stood out? How? Like someone you usually wouldn't expect to see there. Leland tilted his head. No, I don't think so. Everyone there was a student from my class, including the exchange students. Not much new here, Cano thought. He decided to ask one last question. Did you happen to hear why Hitomi was running late in the first place? Oh, no, sorry. I'm not very helpful, am I? Leland dipped his head in apology. It's alright, thank you for your cooperation. Please help Maria. I will. Cano parted ways with Leland and went back to telling his suspect. Yeah, he pulled his phone from his pocket. It was Rumi again. It was weird that she called twice when she knew he was in the middle of something important. Had something happened while she was waiting at the cafe with Shizuo? Kano picked up hurriedly. What's the matter? What's the matter? You know what the matter is. Rather than Rumi's soft soprano, it was the threatening masculine voice that came over the phone. Ah! Uh-oh. Kano felt his whole body stiffen with dread. Is this my father-in-law speaking? Don't remember being anyone's father-in-law. The speaker's tone was firm and flat. No, I know, Kano found himself at a loss for words. So you're dating my daughter, huh? Sir, yes, sir. Kano's barely squeaked out his reply. Thinking about getting married? Yes, sir. And speaking of which, I'd love the chance to sit down and have a nice long... Then how long are you going to keep me waiting? Hurry up and get your ass over here. Oh, how very much Kano wished he could do exactly that. Sir, I would, but forget it. The words came in an angry huff. You can't have her. Goodbye. What? What? Sir, please wait. As Kano cried in desperation, he heard Rumi's voice on the other end of the line. Dad, you can't just use my phone like that. You were taking too long in the bathroom. Give it back. Numi. Kano tried and failed to keep the heartbreak out of his voice. Sweetie, what's wrong? Your father just said he doesn't want us getting married. What? Dad? What did you say to my boyfriend? Listen to you, calling that boy little pet names and whatnot. I think you're a little too attached. Daddy, you haven't even met him. That's why I told you to have him come see me. How long is he gonna make me wait? Ano listened as the two argued on the other end of the phone. The phone must be lying somewhere between them. Could this get any more awkward? Rumi, I'm sorry, Kano shouted apologetically into the mouthpiece. This is all my fault. Please, you don't have to fight like this. The phone clattered as Rumi scrambled to bring it to her cheek. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. Sorry for what? It was Shizuo again, grumbling from the background. You have nothing to apologize for. I'll deal with my father, Rumi said hastily. You just focus on work, sweetie. I know you're in the middle of something really important. Thanks, Rumi. Kano was legitimately touched. Legitimately touched. I'll do my best. Ganbarimasu. Kano hung up and went back to the task at hand, more determined than ever. For Rumi's sake, not only... For Rumi's sake, not to mention the victims, he needed to focus on cracking this case. Yabai. I can't read. The man he was tailing was walking several meters ahead. There was no telling when Kuze might give the arrest order. Look at his face! Ew! Kano braced himself to spring into action the very instant the order came down. Mobile command to all units. Once more, the director's voice came in over the wireless. Was it time to make the arrest at last? We've identified the man who first picked up the attaché case by the statue of Hachiko. No arrest yet then, but still a crucial development. His name is Tariq Karawan. I don't know. Tariq Karawan. He's got priors for larceny, illegal possession of narcotics, you name it. He belongs to a foreign criminal syndicate that's operating in Shibuya. Kano felt his apprehension rising. If this syndicate was behind the kidnapping, they were anything but amateurs. And though they might be leading the police on a wild goose chase, they certainly weren't playing around. Huh? Oh, to be continued. What now? What now? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? Now what do I do? Who are these people? Who are these people? Daddy. Daddy. I want to play as a kitty. Can I play as a kitty? Ah, yeah. Ah, my ear. Ah. I want to try, who are these people? Minorikawa. Osawa. Maybe this guy? I don't know. Oh, sorry, wasn't looking. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. Yes, exactly. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. That's true. Free at any cost. A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the study wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kaneki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. Mate. I want to see what this sounds like. Because I know that last time when it gets really loud, I can't hear my voice. Can my voice sound beautiful to me one day? I hate the way it sounds. Okay, I'm gonna read now. Ah, she got. So cool. Okay. He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind. Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study, all of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he'd returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. There was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to get through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. The faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. What is that? Let me Google it. Can you spell that? Torpor. A state of physical or mental inactivity, lethargy. And how they pronounced it?
Torpor.
Torpor. Okay. See, I was saying it completely wrong. Torpor. Okay. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. I love those two names. Mamoru and Tanaka. Those names are awesome. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Daddy. Osawa. Otosan. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come back here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Yeah. Setting up his sidling? What are these random words? Who's using these words? Sidling. Walk in a further unobtrusive or timid manner. Huh?
Sidle.
Sidling. Yeah, that's what I said. Nah. Sidling. What does that mean? Sidling. To go or move with one side foremost, especially... okay. Still not really. Okay, to move sideways, or whatever. Okay, whatever. Sliding. Why don't you just say sliding? Yaba. Sidling up to his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering their work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to? He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. Nani. Nani. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out on beds. Yeah! Quiet! I don't want to see this. It's scary. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. Yeah, kawaii, scary. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. I have my hands in front of the picture and the TV, trying to block it. Large red blotches covered his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. Oh my god! A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. Okay. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa opened the remaining image files. Oh god, I gotta keep my hands up. I don't know what's gonna be. I'm scared. Okay. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UA virus. The UA virus. The UA. I don't know if this is UA or UA. UA or UA. I don't know. I'll just say UA. I still have my hand up on in front of the screen right now, so I don't have to see the scary part. So I can't really read too good. The UA virus belongs to family Filoviridae genus. Virus. I don't know. It's a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UA virus, virus, fulminant hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission. Although an infected individual cannot pass on infection before symptoms manifest, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) has assigned the virus to a risk group 4, the classification for the most dangerous infection agent. Please, next, change this picture. God, change the picture. Each new picture showed another of the patient. They all appeared. Oh, okay, I saw this already. Okay. But how? Oh my God, my hands hurt. Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? I don't want to see the pictures anymore. Don't show the pictures anymore. Don't show. Oh, yabai. Yokata. Yabai. The UA virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. Didn't I just read that? Oh, okay. Okay, maybe, oh my God, I don't want to see that stuff. Where is it? What's it got? Swahili. Bloom. But how do you pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it. UA? If it's not UA because it's an actual word, so I guess it's UA. The uwa-uwa-itis. The virus is roughly 90 nm, I don't know what's that, nanometers to 110 nm in diameter and 500 nm to 700 nm long. Because of its pronounced sickle-like shape, it is sometimes known as the sickle of death. It possesses a viral envelope, the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. Oh yeah, nanometers right there. Yeah, bye. 1/1000th of a meter. Okay. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. This is Yua Ua. Yua. Yua Ua. How would I say that? I don't know how to say it. Chomate. Chotamate. Let me see if I can look for Swahili. Sua. Yosh. Ne. Yua. Ne. How do you say it? Ua. Ua. Okay. Ua. Okay. Okay. Ua. Okay, so it's Ua. The Ua virus. Oh, okay. Where am I? Ua didn't just mean flower, it also means to kill. That's true, I just looked it up. As the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to infect. Because most details regarding the Ua virus had been suppressed, cases of Ua infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because all patients known to be infected with the virus on official record have died within a short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100%, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Scary. Inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes, and from there disperse throughout the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophages, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within the blood vessels. Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other bodily fluids. Oh, God. That sounds disgusting. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. What am I reading? I can't believe I can't. What is this in this game? Yee. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. Oh, I gotta get ready to block it in case it's scary again. Nah. The sender was A. He hurried to open the message. Yeah, once again the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Yabba. Okay. Your crimes. Ooh. Oh, Osawa must have been like a doctor or something like that, working on like what do you call it? Trying to find a vaccine or something. Ooh. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes. That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. Why? Don't show them to me, please. Come on, man, I don't want to see. No, I don't want to see. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't have been long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Okay. No more pictures. No more scary pictures. Yeesh. Another faint knock came at the door. If I want to be scared, I'll play Resident Evil. Yabba. Another faint knock came at the door. Darling. Do you have a moment? It was his wife, Ai. Yes, come in. Just give me a second. Hurriedly close the mail program. Give me just a second. Osawa hurriedly closed the mail program. Even if this was nothing more than some sick prank, it wasn't anything he wanted his family to see. Exactly! But why did I have to see it? No! Especially not I. Alright, come in. Yee, she looks mean. She looks mad. But Osawa turned to see that. Uh-oh. Osawa turned to see that I had already let herself into the study. Did she see? The sharp sting of her perfume made him scrunch up his face for a moment. Did she see? Did she see? Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again? Osawa thought sullenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision to make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. Okoshi, how do you say that? Is it Okoshi? Oh, is it Okoshi? I think it's O. It's probably O. It's always a O. Okoshi. The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works. It is a major corporation with a solid sales network, both domestically and internationally, and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. Okay. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by the offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. Is this the main characters, the twins' parents? Did they have something to do with this? Is it his fault that they got kidnapped? Ah! Taking the job would necessitate relocating to the U.S., however. When he mentioned this possibility of immigrating, I'm pretty sure this, I don't know. Chomate. Pretty sure that word is emigrating instead of immigrating, because immigrating is with an I, right? I don't know. Let's see. Immigrate. It's immigrate. I don't know.
Immigration.
Oh, it's just M. Okay. Immigrating. No, immigrating. So. When he'd mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she'd shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi. I can't say it. Okoshi. I don't know how to say it. Okoshi Pharmaceutical Board of Directors. Okay, so his wife's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of the Board of Directors. No way was he going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Eee. Have you considered what might happen to Okashi if you leave there? We can discuss that once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice at a level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Yeah. With the sour look, I turned and departed. She's mean. Scary. Quite or not. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however. The antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. Antiviral agent, a therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess or develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote tremendous resources to further advancing the field of antiviral medicine. After the Ua virus was discovered, the infectious disease research facility worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body. This triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. Okay. But Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. It was a so-called wonder drug for combating the virus itself. Wow. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. That's crazy. When did this game come out? I guess this stuff happens all the time. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for Ua. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggests an 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects on the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the Ua virus. But then Osawa had received some fortuitous news. Okoshi. I don't know how to pronounce that. The English letters. I wish I could see it in like hiragana so I could read it right. Okoshi. Pharmaceuticals nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Okay, nanotechnology. Technology created and or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There was 1 billion nanometers in a meter. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on the atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicine and materials science. The United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. DDS, acronym for Drug Delivery System. Such a system administers ultra-microscopic drug capsules in a targeted area of the body. Osawa had jumped on it immediately. By administering his antiviral agent, with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. Play. Because a DDS can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision and only where it is needed, it can greatly reduce the side effects of even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceutical utilizes advanced high-tech polymers, which ensure that the capsules containing the drugs are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. Okay, I'm going to press triangle. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy. I know the word, but I can't pronounce. I can't even pronounce. Pronounce. I can't pronounce words. Yeah, but efficiency. No. I'm saying it wrong. There's so many words that look like that. Efficiency. Whatever. Hey.
Efficacy.
See, I said it wrong. See? Why is there a... Okay.
Efficacy.
What?
Efficacy.
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 That's not the word.
Efficacy.
The ability to produce this is like efficiency. I don't know. Not efficiency. That's different. Efficacy. Okay. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficacy, along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. A pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired results when treating a medical conditions, but many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. The effects behind... No, what am I talking about? The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antivirals was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans. Animal testing. Experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. Okay, and then clinical trials on humans. When a new drug is being prepared for government approval, after it had been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans clinical trials that evaluates its safety and suitability, which such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. Okay. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. No doubt, Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug's lead researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. Whew. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I want to show you. Could you come in here? He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be relied upon. Osawa opened the door the moment Tanaka knocked. He looked around before ushering his vice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. Yabai! Again, Mataka! It can't be. Tanaka, yabai! Scary! Tanaka clearly recognized the symptoms of the virus and any idea what this is about was no sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says 1 year ago, South Africa, that would put it around the same time as most recent runs on infections witnessed, sir, but that information isn't. Tanaka trailed off on the side. Osawa nodded. Okay. Oh, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Like when, like, so the thing is, like, I mean, I could probably, like, I could probably watch, I could look at those things, like, if I'm planning on doing it. But when it comes out of nowhere, like just now, it's really, really startling. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Because you're the lead researcher, that's why. Also, I'll open the other email from A. The second message I got says that pictures are of my crimes. They're all your crimes. It's just like I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Please don't show the pictures again. Sir, just to make sure, are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry. I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly retrieved, Tanaka left the study. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. Okay. Just the virus, right? He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on a monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. A specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter. But a single tiny virion, upon entering the human body, could become 2,000 in an hour. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infectees developed symptoms. Ebola virus, a virus of the family Filoviridae that causes Ebola hemorrhagic fever. Hemorrhagic, I don't know. Currently 5 characterized species are known: Typhora, Sudan, Reston, Zaire, and Bundibugyo. Ebola is widely known for its high mortality rate, 53% for the Sudan form, 88% for the Zaire. But the Reston variety discovered in monkeys that had been brought into the U.S. had displayed a no pathogenicity in humans. For influenza, it was 1 or 2, but the onset of the UA virus happened in a mere 12 hours. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight. No matter how many times he looked at it, viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. To Osawa, the fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? He had thrown himself into virus research in the search of answers to questions like that. Answers that no man could ever truly know. Why am I adding words? His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. He was just happy for the chance to play around with the UA day after day. Whoa, he's crazy. He's crazy. He's a mad scientist. That's why that guy said it was your crimes. You don't care about. You just said it. You just said you don't care about protecting people from the killer virus. This kid. Big stuff. That scared me. I don't want to see any more scary stuff. Another email arrived in his inbox. Osawa furrowed his brow as he scanned the message. Emergency alert. Come to Heaven Publishing ASAP. If not, someone is going to die. Minorikawa. Heaven Publishing. Minorikawa. Osawa wasn't familiar with either of those names. He wondered if it was related to the mysterious email he'd received earlier, or maybe the sender had some information about the kidnapping. The fact that the message had been signed with a real name instead of a pseudonym, along with its obvious urgency, certainly gave it an air of truth. And the words, "someone is going to die," filled him with a wave of panic. Maria? Ah, see? Yeah. It has to be Maria and Hitomi's, their dad, I guess. Yeah, this is their dad. Oh. There was no time to waste. In a rush, he found directions to Heaven Publishing on his computer, then slipped out of the house. See, that's the problem when you work on these things. Like, alright, I'm not gonna say nothing. I can't even think. It took a good while to find his way to the multi-tenant building. The signs in front showed that Heaven Publishing occupied the 3rd and 4th floors. Osawa took the elevator to the 3rd floor. Heaven. He peeked inside the offices, there only to find the entire place empty. The 4th floor was likewise deserted. Okay. There's a rope dangling from the ceiling, tied off into a noose. It all seemed rather sinister, but Osawa had no idea what it meant. He waited a good 30 minutes, anxious the whole time. 30 minutes? The half hour turned into an hour, and then to 2. Huh? What's happening? It seemed that no one was going to turn up. Osawa headed back to the 3rd floor. He decided to wait there for 1 more hour. By now, he was committed. The extra hour turned into 2. Exhausted, he dozed off in his chair, and when he came to, it was close to sundown. Sunset already. He gazed out of the window, the haze of sleep still clinging to his mind. He had the feeling he was forgetting something important, but the sight of the sun quietly setting over the cityscape made this crisis of life feel strangely distant. The song is so pretty. The time of peace and quiet he had longed for was right here. Nani? What do you mean? Escape from reality. Huh? A mysterious email told Osawa to go to Heaven Publishing, but there was nobody there. This email was sent by Minorikawa, of course. At around 11:30, he blasted out an email to all the reporters he knew. But in his hurry, he screwed up one of the addresses, which coincidentally delivered a copy of the message to Osawa. Obviously, this would never have happened if Minorikawa hadn't rushed out the email. Okay, so now I have to play as that person. Minorikawa. Oh, that was scary. This person here. Minorikawa. Okay. But I'm gonna stop for today. Or at least for right now. I just wanted to play a little bit. Return to title screen. Yes. Okay. Just for now. Today or now. I don't know. Maybe I'll play later. Maybe I won't. I am gonna end it here. That was scary. So next time I'll play as Minorikawa. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Yeah, Mina. Mata ne. I'm stupid. Okay, done. How do I exit? Yeah.